NewsNation Southwestern correspondent Ali Bradley is down at the U.S.-Mexico border. She's here to talk about her recent reporting, and let's put up this most recent post from her. Ali had said, Arizona Governor Doug Ducey's office confirms the state has spent roughly $3.5 million to bus migrants to D.C. 43 buses carrying 1,574 migrants have departed from Arizona to the nation's capital. That's roughly $2,223 per person. The governor maintains he will only be sending buses to D.C. Ali, what have been the ramifications of this report? Because it's, I think at first a lot of people saw this as kind of just a bit of a silly troll of liberals who don't want to build the wall, but don't want to also handle a migrant crisis in their own city. Now we're talking about 1,500 people and millions of dollars. Has this changed the way that people are thinking about this, either in Arizona or elsewhere?
Yeah, right now I think a lot of people still look at it as kind of a political stunt, but a lot of people in Arizona and similarly in Texas, where Governor Abbott is doing a very similar thing, they're looking at it as, the Biden administration is not doing a whole lot to secure the border. So what they're saying is, at least this is a start. At least they're doing something to secure the border. But again, it is taxpayer dollars. So there are some people that believe that money could be better spent elsewhere.
Interesting. And Ali, right now I think you're on the border of Arkansas and Tennessee, and I'm really curious because you just said you think most people see it as a political troll, which I think is absolutely how a lot of people see it. Do the migrants see it as, do they see themselves as being part of a political troll? One thing a lot of people don't understand, or I think a lot of people, especially on the left, get wrong, is that the migrants are very capable, very savvy. They're all very connected to the internet. They're all very connected to the news cycle. I saw a bus actually getting off on a Friday night around midnight just a couple of weeks ago, a bunch of migrants at Union Station here in Washington, D.C. When you have the chance to communicate with them, do they see themselves as sort of political pawns, or are they glad? Or what's their take on everything?
Yeah, so we're actually following a bus right now that departed from Texas yesterday afternoon. This one's going to Washington, D.C. And I just spoke with a guy. His name's Hector. He's from Venezuela. And he says he's very happy to be here. He said they're all very excited. There's a lot of laughter on the buses. They all can get off whenever they want. They don't have to stay on this bus. We're stopped right now just outside of Memphis. And they're all outside. A lot of them were taking pictures, putting up their peace signs, putting up thumbs up. They're all very happy to be here. They're able to get out and take smoke breaks. There's bathrooms on the buses. There's televisions on the buses for the kids. They're playing movies to entertain the children. They have food. They have water. And again, this is all paid for by taxpayer dollars, and it's free to the migrants. And Hector was actually going to New Jersey, but a lot of people on these buses, Washington, D.C. might not be their final destination, but they take these buses with the intention of getting over to the East Coast, and they can do it for free. So they're really grateful. The NGO in Del Rio, they've tweeted out several times that they're so grateful for these free bus rides that the governors are really implementing and putting out there for migrants to get on. Let me get out and I can show you the bus that we're following here so you guys can see it firsthand as well. This is one of the buses. This is a charter bus here that they're taking, and there's 52 people on this bus. And again, they could get off at any given time that they want, and they do. They get out, stretch their legs, they get out, walk around. A lot of them were taking pictures with this little motorcycle here. So, they're not prisoners on these buses, and they are all saying that they're very happy to be here and very happy to be in the United States. And I asked Hector why he left Venezuela, and he said, it was just really hard there, and he couldn't make a life for himself. So, when you look at it, if they're political pawns, I don't believe that they see it as that at all.
So do most of them know people in the Washington area, or some of them planning to get off along the way where they have family or friends, or what's bringing them besides the bus to Washington?
Yeah, so we're actually mobilizing right now. Our crew's getting back in the car, and we're going to follow this bus again. But a lot of them, Hector has family in New Jersey. A lot of them have family members, or their sponsors are somewhere that is, in a space where they want to go to the East Coast. They want to go to New York, Washington, D.C., or Chicago. Now, when you talk specifically about Arizona Governor Doug Ducey, they're only going to Washington, D.C., and I have asked him several times, are you guys considering any other state? Are you considering any other cities? And they said no. The problem originates in Washington, so that's where we're sending them. So that's their plan, and they're sticking to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got a labor shortage in the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast here, so I guess that's Governor Ducey's way of helping us with that. Have they talked about what kind of work they hope to do?
That's my next question. Is do you have a sense, Allie, of what kind of documents they're getting? Because in my experience, it's usually kind of haphazard who has a work permit, who doesn't. Are they getting off these buses with work permits, documents that allow them to get work? What's it look like?
No, so what they're getting off the buses with, or getting on the bus rather, is they've been processed and released by Border Patrol. Now, Hector specifically, he's claiming asylum. These people are all claiming asylum, and that's why they're able to be released by Border Patrol. That is, they have some to have those reports.
Looks like we might have just lost Allie.
She's back.
Oh, she's back.
Do you have me back?
Yes.
Hey, sorry, we're on the road, so this is real time. This is really happening right now. But what happens is during asylum claims, they can't legally work, and a lot of them don't have court dates for 2 to 5 years. So, we talk about the labor shortage, but there's not a real pathway for these folks to work in a legal manner. So a lot of them do work under the table until they get some kind of document where they can work, and that might take years.
Right.
So can you share any of the asylum claims that you heard? Did Hector talk to you about his time in Venezuela and why he's saying that he needs asylum here?
A little bit. He said it was really, really difficult. He said he couldn't make a life there. He said, that he was hoping to make a better life here. And I did ask him if he's claiming asylum, and he said yes. Now, just being here to work is not a valid asylum claim. But we know that Venezuela has a lot of corruption in their government. We know there's a lot of issues there. So that could be deemed as a valid asylum claim just based on the country he's coming from, depending on what our Border Patrol, what our immigration officers and our immigration judges determine.
Yeah. Allie, great reporting. Thank you so much for stopping by Rising while you're on the go, following the buses. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Take care.
All right, that's Allie Bradley, NewsNation Southwestern correspondent, and we'll be back with more Rising right after this.